Now, the National Democratic Congress, NDC, has just finished their primaries over the weekend to elect representatives for the various constituencies in the lead up to the 2020 general elections. Some incumbent MPs lost their seat. Notable amongst them is the MP for Wa West, Joseph Yelechere, who has been in Parliament since the seat was created in 2004. Majority of them survived, though some by a whisker. There's been accusations of vote buying, and some of the constituencies which are currently under investigation. Those allegations are under investigations, according to the party executives. But how did those who survive make it? Is it through fair or foul means? Did they sell a better message, or is it through hard work done so far? Does vote buying have any role to play in their successes? One of the surviving MPs is Peter Nortsu-Kotoe, the incumbent member of Parliament for Akatsi North. He faced an opposition from Dr. Donald Senanu Agumenu, who is a former President Rawlings's aide, and Dr. Stephen Tokpo. How was he able to brush off the opposition? We'll try to get some answers from him as he joins us here in the studio. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, and how are you doing?
I'm very well. So how did it go for you?
Oh, very well. Although it was tough, I put strategies in place, so I was able to sail through.
Strategies. We've had a lot of strategies. Do you want to share your strategies with us?
Well, the constituency was created in 2012, and I became the first MP. And my working relationships with the people and the party, I think, is what brought me this far. So I am a grassroots man. I've been with the people over the years. I've served them for a very long time. From my youthful days up to this time. So they know me and I know them. They know what I'm able to do, what I can do. So they know my weaknesses, they know my strength, and they know that I can do the work better. And that's why they have asked me to continue.
Okay. One key thing that has come out of this election is monetization of our politics and essentially vote buying. I'm going to talk to you on that, but let me just also ask our viewers to send your comments in to WhatsApp on 050-564-6330. As you're aware of, we're entering election 2020 just next year, and of course there are a lot of issues, and one key part is vote buying and monetization of our politics. What are your thoughts? What questions do you have for the NDC? Well, they've got a representative here who will help answer those questions. So again, it's 050-564-6330. So how do you define, Mr. Nortsu, vote buying? What does it mean to you?
Yeah, vote buying in context is what people think that you go and pay people to vote for you. That is what they term as vote buying. But in this context, for instance, you by all means spend money. Yeah, so you can't go into a contest like this without spending money throughout, from the beginning up to the end, even from the time of picking your nomination form, from the time of filing. All those things involve money. So you by all means spend money.
Yeah, but that is you starting the process. At that point, you have not really given money to anybody, so we can't say it's vote buying. What I want is to find out what your thoughts are as far as what constitutes vote buying.
Yeah, vote buying could be the system where you go and give money to probably those who are the voters that vote for me. Yeah, okay. That is what we term vote buying. But what I'm saying is that you need to spend money, whether you term it vote buying or not. You have to spend money on your delegates, even transporting them from their homes to the voting center, taking care of their feeding and all those things. Involve money.
Why do you have to do that? Why should that be your responsibility?
Well, it's the responsibility of the candidates.
Why?
Because you are contesting the election. So as contestants, you need to bring them to the voting center and take care of their feeding. If you don't feed them, they travel long distances and then come and vote. So you just don't have to see them come and vote and go. You must at least take care of, if it is breakfast, you must give them breakfast. If it is lunch, you must give them lunch.
That's why people say that at the end of the day, so for example, this lady who lost, Victoria Hammer, who lost, says elections in Ghana is all about the highest bidder. So you say you need money. Does it not reduce our elections to the highest bidder? Who has enough money? And this can be anybody, a criminal, a warlord, a drug dealer, because they have the money.
Well, it depends on how you look at it. Yeah, but I am saying that no matter what you do, for money you must spend it. And whether it is a political party or an individual, money is involved. And party activities now, it's about money. If you have money, you must make sure that you spend it. At times, what even happens is that you may not even go and buy the votes. Do you see it? As people are alleging, what is going to happen is they're going to spend a lot of money on the needs of people. Do you see it? Yeah. So that is how it comes about. You go around, you go and see a situation, you have to support the person probably to take care of that situation. Like I remember during my rounds, when I went round, I got to one of the branches, and one of the delegates was seriously sick in bed. So I had to look for money immediately for that person to be taken to hospital. Do you see it? Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that by all means.
Don't you think? Because you chance on someone who has an urgent need.
Yes.
You know, this is life and death. The person is sick, so it's life and death. So the person needs some sort of assistance. But when you have to go and buy food for people, when you have to go and actually give people money because you want them to vote for you.
What happens is that there's a party organization or party structure on the ground. So the party at times take care of that. So if the party doesn't have the structure, the money over there, as individuals, you can support the party on the ground. This is what I have. Take it and feed the people or bring them to the voting center. That is all we do. Yeah.
So as far as from what I'm hearing from you, it's no problem at all.
No. What if you term it as vote buying? That's where I have my problem. Do you say it? You facilitate the process.
But that's the political analysts say, or political scientists say, you use that term, you politicians use that term to just, you know, throw dust in the eyes of Ghanaians. You say, you call it facilitation. It can be anything.
Well, it depends on how you term it. Do you see it? That's why I said initially that you need money to support your campaign activities. That one, you can't run away from it. Do you see it? So as you do that, there are a number of expenses or expenditures you have to incur.
So how much did you spend in your campaign?
Oh, that is left for me alone to know.
Oh, well, it's public. No. Yeah, you're going into public service, so we need to understand.
Yeah, you don't need to take. I don't normally try to recover how much I spent or.
So you just put in money, just push in money.
You spend money when the need arises. Where you need it is critical.
So I mean, if you put it together roughly, how much would you say you have spent?
Well, I've not sat down to calculate how much I have spent so far. I am not even keen on doing that because I may not be happy with it.
You may not be happy with how much you spent. You may not be happy with how much you spent.
Yes.
When it happens, help me to understand the psychology of a politician after you've put in all of that money. When you're going into office, what's your expectation?
Well, if you are entering politics with very high expectations, you may get disappointed in the end. So it is public office. When you go, you serve the people. So if you think that you are going to spend so much money when you go into public office or become a member of parliament, you are likely to recoup that money. Then you may be disappointed in the end.
This is not the first time. I mean, you've been on the seat for quite some time now.
I'm in my second term now.
This is your second term.
Yeah.
Would you say the amount you spent the first time in getting the seat, would you say it was worth the amount spent because you've been able to make that amount back?
Yeah, it is increasing by the year. Initially, when the constituency was created, the people were not so much interested in contesting the seat. Yeah, so, and having worked with the people for a very long time, having taken part in the creation of the district and the constituency, yeah, so I had it very easy. The second term, some others came, they contested, But you see, with the years going by, a number of issues come across, even with the increasing number of delegates and all those things. Yeah.
So you're having to spend more.
Yeah,
but the question was whether or not the amount you spent the last time, you found it's worth it, because once you got into power, you were able to make that money back.
Well, I cannot say I was able to make it back. That's why I say that when I go into the contest, whatever I spend, I don't sit down to do any accounting of it and say, I've spent so and so much money. So when I get into office, I'm going to do for that money. No, that's not what I do.
That's not what you do. Okay, let me take some messages on vote buying and what people think about it. This one says, incompetence is the root cause of vote buying. It's from Majid in Kasek. This one says, well done. Congrats, uncle, from Akbene Elubu. Well done. Proud of you. Carry on for the people of Ave from Akbene Elubu. Okay, I'm sure that this gentleman sounds like someone you may know. Do you know him?
Yes, I know him.
Oh, very well.
Yeah. It's my nephew.
Oh, right, yeah. I see. To me, if you spend money to solve real problems of the people and real problems of a party, then it is not vote buying. But if you spend the money on only individuals in a party, then it is vote buying. This is from Fiamnogo in Abo. Do you agree with that, Mr. Nortsu?
Yeah, if you normally we spend money on individuals and communities, that's why you can't run away from it. Every morning, some people will come to you. These are our challenges.
So there's vote buying.
No, it's not vote buying.
Based on the description that this texter says.
Yeah, no, it depends on the situation. Somebody may not even be a delegate, but he comes to you. And you look at the situation, you have to help. So what vote are you buying from that person?
Well, this one says, Giftiando, there was massive vote buying. Ketu South was shamefully done in full glare of the people. The richest won. It is unfortunate. Solution is let us scrap the delegate system. Why do we set up a system to perpetuate vote buying? It is sad. From Jack Agbenou in Aflao. There are some questions here for you as well. Let's see if we can get you to answer some. Then we can go on and talk about what's going to happen now that you are in power. Now that you have maintained the seat. Hopefully they'll vote for you and then you get back into parliament. What really are you going to do to transform the society, to transform your constituency? So I'll have you to think about that whilst I read maybe one or two more of these comments that just keeps coming in. Okay, I saw a question here. This one says, you can stand near in front of election day and give people money. All right, so that's, you mean that when you give people money on the day of election, that is vote buying. He says to ask Peter Nortsu-Kotoe for me. At what point does someone influence, and what value of item can influence someone? Collins from Nkoko. Okay, Collins, I think that he has dealt with that issue already. So, Mr. Nortsu, I'll read some of the comments as we go along. Also, if you are in this constituency, let us know what your expectations are of Mr. Nortsu if he gets to represent you again in Parliament. What do you want to see in your constituency? What are the key issues? What are the things that matter to you most in your constituency so he can tackle them? So please lay down for us, what plans do you have for the constituency if they give you the nod again? Yeah,
thank you very much. I think in the first place is the continuation of the programs that we have in place now. My district, as I said, was created in 2012 out of Akatsi district. And we realized that we lack a human resource. Okay. So I set up myself the target of making sure that I support as many people as possible to attain or have a tertiary education. Okay. And that is what we are doing. We also have an infrastructure deficit in our basic schools. Okay. And we are on course. We are trying to make sure that we provide classroom accommodation for all our basic schools. So far, we have a challenge with furniture for our schools. And those are the things I've set myself to do. And we also realize that we have challenges with health facilities. So I will be using part of my health insurance fund to construct cheap compounds. Yeah, as I'm talking now, constructing one this year with a 3-unit staff bungalow. Yeah, so that by the close of the year, the contractor should be able to finish so that then you can start operation. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm thinking of other things, supporting farmers in the constituency. Yeah, this year I was able to supply farm implements to about 500 farmers, fertilizers and chemicals. I've also started a pilot project, coconut plantation. I have 13 farmers now. I'm using them as the pilot. Each of them has cultivated a 1 acre dwarf coconut seed. So we are monitoring them if they are able to maintain it. And then the technical officers recommend that we need to continue. Although this is very, very expensive, I will still expand it so that as many farmers, young farmers, can take care of it.
Okay.
We have this tomato production is very high in the area. We're engaging some foreigners and see how best they can help us, either preservation or maybe adding value to it. Because when you go around the constituency that it is just getting rotten, or they offer very low prices these days, because we now have the gluts. And so if nothing is done about it, they will continue to do so, and that is what we are trying to.
So you're focusing on agricultural development,
agriculture and health.
Agriculture, education and health.
Yeah.
Someone says to ask you, as a member of Parliamentary Committee on Education, how do you intend to review, or how does the committee intend to review the requirements that SHS graduates have to meet before gaining admission into the tertiary institutions, especially students having D7, which according to WAEC is a pass?
Yeah. You see, it's a matter of competition. And once you want to enter the university, the requirements some of the institutions give, they say maybe 6 for medicine, or 6 up to 8 for medicine, 6 to this and this for maybe engineering, so and so for law. So we have that challenge. So what is happening, some of the universities, they try as much as possible. I know KNUST,
the University of Ghana as well.
They do so much that there's an allocation for students from rural schools. Okay. Yeah, so those even have a D7, they offer them admission.
But I think her question is, how can we institutionalize it so that it's not just the university taking the decision by itself to do so, but then it's like some sort of a policy that guides them?
It will be very difficult to do.
Okay.
What I think the university authorities are doing now is better. You allow them that flexible approach, so that they look at the background of the students, and then they are able to consider them for admission. So KNUST has been doing it, and we know they do well. They admit people from rural secondary schools. Yeah, so D7 should be a pass, or it's a pass, and you are eligible for admission. But because of the competition that we have, so even the colleges of education, they are also tertiary institutions. They admitted students with D7 this year. I know that one, I know for sure. Yeah, so they are doing their best in getting them also admitted. But maybe I only plead that they try to do, when they are in the secondary school, they should be more serious. And they get everything.
Sometimes there are people who know. There are people who are very good, but just because they don't pass an exam, a WAEC exam, doesn't mean that they don't know.
Yeah, that's
There
why,
are some who can do other things.
Yeah, at times I think that that instruction, not even instruction, the insistence that maybe you should get the core subjects, you should get C or B, or say we only need to look at those things.
Just because you don't pass,
if it is even D7 in one of the 3 core subjects, you should be allowed to do the degree or whatever HND program you want to do. Yeah.
All right. So this one also says, Honorable Kotoe is really a generous grassroots man who understands the dynamics of Akatsi North politics and will win any election any day. From Akatsi North, bless Kojo Katameni. Okay. Looks like you're getting some love from your people in your area there. But still, if you live in this Akatsi North constituency, your MP is here. What are the expectations should he get a second note? Hello, my name is Kamasa Gostin from Avesani. I am proud of him. Okay, thank you very much. This one says, hello, Madam Gifty. The issue is that the illiteracy in some Ghanaians is too high. Why is it that we don't trust people in leadership position? Why? Ibrahim from Tamale. Okay. A lot of our MPs are incompetent because they buy votes to win. This political galamsey must stop. Don't buy votes, work hard to win. From Jofa Daniel in Takwa. Jofa, thank you for your message. I try to find some of you who have questions for the Member of Parliament and what your expectations of him if he gets a second, the nod again to enter, to go back, represent you in the next Parliament. But you spoke about your focus on education. Can you take us through the statistics in your constituency? I mean, how are the students there doing? What's the performance there? And what do you think you can improve upon?
Yeah, in my constituency, we have only one senior high school. We're trying to provide the necessary equipment, accommodation or infrastructure for them. So even this morning, I was with the headmaster visited me at home with some of the challenges that we need to address as quickly as possible so that they can increase intake. And I've given my word that I will make sure that I support them in whatever way I can, so that because we have some projects ongoing now, and for 3 years now they have become stalled. So I promise them I'll get in touch with GetFund so that they can pay the contractors and then enable them go back to site and complete the work before the end of the year. As I said, I have a number of students on my sponsorship in the various tertiary institutions. Yeah. The number that will go to school this year is about 23. Yeah, 23 that have applied for support.
And they're all going, did they get the scholarship or you just applied for it?
No, they just applied. So I'm going to sit down after we finish with these primaries. From Monday, I'll sit down and see whatever funds I have, I can sponsor or support them to pay their initial admission fees. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Some are going to colleges of education, some University of Ghana, yeah, other institutions, nursing, training colleges and all those things. So, yeah, so we are encouraging them, and whatever I have from any resource that I have, I make sure that I spend it more than 70% on education. Because I know how I came out, and I know where I come from, and I know the need of my people, so I address myself to their needs.
Well, I'm getting a lot of messages, but most of you are talking about vote buying. I will be wrapping up soon, and I would have wished that you asked him a lot more about your constituency. But this one says, Gifty, in as much as the state is not sponsoring political elections in Ghana, monetization can never be expunged from politics, and surprisingly, the losers are always the complainants. Daniel Atta Dankwa. And most of the people sending the messages are not from your constituency. And okay, Gifty, what happened in Ketu South was bad. It is sad. Now you make a lot of allegations, and we can't read your allegations unless you are backing them with some very strong evidence. So we won't be able to take that message. This one, bless again. Okay. So again, let's talk about your biggest challenge. What would you say is your biggest challenge being in Parliament for the past, 4 years?
Yeah, it is about inability to meet the pressing needs of the people. If you go to the constituency, our road network is not the best. In 2016, one major road in the constituency had attention. Work began on it. In fact, about 60% completed. But when the new government came into office, they have abandoned it. So it's even getting better.
So that's a question that someone is just sending in. He says the MP will win, but the roads and the constituency are bad. What is he doing about it? Yeah,
so as I was just saying, so that road now is even getting deteriorated. Yeah, some 29 kilometers distance. We have pleaded with the Minister for Roads several times to make all efforts to get the road tarred or completed. He only keeps promising. Then we have one major U-turn, we call it U-turn, in the constituency. I remember 2015, 2016, we started some work on it. But when we lost power, it was abandoned. So about our road projects in the constituency
have been
abandoned, yes.
Because the government changed hands.
We have 3 major roadways that have been abandoned in the constituency now. So that's our problem. We have tried. I've even asked questions. The minister is here to come and answer the questions.
You asked questions on the floor of Parliament, yes, and they've not been. The minister has not come to answer.
Yeah.
Going forward, what would you do about this problem? I mean, you've got between now and next year, you're still going to be there. Your party is not in power, but there's so. And I'm getting more questions. This one, for example, says, "Good afternoon. I congratulate Honorable for his victory. We plead with him to work on the U-turn road from Metrikasa to Heavy.
Yes,
for us. It's coming from Commander.
Yeah, yesterday I was on that road, and it's bad.
So from what you're saying, this is there's nothing. It's a helpless situation. Nothing can be done.
No, it cannot be a helpless situation
unless the government changes.
No, not that the government changes. But
okay.
We have been talking to feeder roads. That is a feeder road.
Feeder road.
Yes. Probably. So they have to take up that road.
Have you engaged the minister on this?
No,
apart from raising the question on the floor.
Yeah, we have not necessarily, because when for the feeder roads at the regional level, you see. So the DC, according to him, has been in contact with the regional manager of feeder roads, and they have given the assurances that they will work on it. Okay. Yeah, but the other one, which is a Vedapa to Akatsi, that one is a highway. So it's the contractor. If I even promise or pledge that you even complete the road, you could be paid later. But the Ministry of Roads and Highways said no, you should stop until they had done value for money or whatever they call it.
Value for money audit.
Yes.
But you agree that that's also important?
It's important. Is it going to take them 3 years to do it? Do you see the point? So it's just a total neglect of the road that they have done and abandoned it. Okay. So we have a problem with the roads. We have some problem with a challenge with potable water also. Yeah, I remember I was able to get in contact with an NGO which did about 70 boreholes for us in 2013, 2014. Before they left, we have about 20 for the hand pump to be fixed, and I'm looking for funds to do that as quickly as possible. Yeah.
Okay. This one says, please, the honorable man from Akatsi North, that he's transcended beyond his constituency and now a national figure, so he should extend his helping hands to other comrades in the party of which I'm one. the governor said him in Kofoija. Well, we're wrapping up this conversation, and thank you very much for sending your messages in. Lots of them, we've not been able to read all of them out, but of course, thanks for being a part of the conversation. Your final words, Mr. Nortsu.
Yeah, thank you, Gifty. Just want to use this opportunity to thank all the party members of NDC in Akatsi North, especially the delegates who have realized, who saw it that there's a need for me to continue serving them. And I want to assure them that we'll continue to serve them and serve them better so that the district or the constituency can develop as we want it. I thank them very much for the support, and I promise that I will not disappoint them. All
right. Well, we wish you all the best, and we hope that you'll be able to bring transformation again to the constituency. There's still a lot of questions here. Someone asking for you to help with the student loan trust fund. I'm sure that these are because you're a member on the education committee. That's why they're asking. Yeah. But we don't. It's okay. We don't need to take the answers.
Yeah. Once you apply, you will get it.
Okay. Member of Parliament for Akatsi North, Peter Nortsu. As we go along and we enter the election year, we'll be having a lot more of these conversations. We'll be looking especially at our strongholds. Certainly here on Pulse, we'll bring you some more. Peter Nortsu, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you also.